This was an amazing way to demonstrate the immensity of the use of plastic that we use. Especially the fact that there was absolutely no humans in any of the piece. It was just plastic and garbage. There's points when I felt like I was almost like being pushed under the waves of just a sea of plastic. And the song in the background of the grocery store, Staying Alive, nice touch. The concept they really brought to life was just one plastic bag. Doesn't seem like a lot, but when you start to pile it all together, it just feels like an ocean or a tornado or some force of nature, even though is kind of anti-nature in its making.
I thought this one was really strong. It's on a really important topic that can never get enough attention, for sure. But also the direction is so strong in this one. The idea to, just flood the city streets and flood the stores with all these bags, I thought was just really smart. It was executed really well. We went from, a small single bag to big pushes on all the great sound buildup and everything that went into it. Just really came together well, and then up and down. Some of the simulations were just really fun to watch and looked really cool.
A really impactful film showing a visual representation of the pollution and litter and lasting effects that single-use plastic can have. It really shows that even one person's contribution does make a big impact and adds to a much larger problem that only is getting worse. The end of the film was really like where it all kind of came together, where it looks like a tornado or a landslide of plastic garbage just taking over these streets and these highways, and you notice that there is no human life. It's just garbage has taken over, and garbage is king. And it was almost like a tidal wave just hitting and taking over everything. And it was really heartbreaking to watch, because where is it supposed to go, right? Like, we keep using it and it just keeps piling and piling up. And this film is like a dramatization, but also not really. It is reality. There is garbage everywhere. And if we did allow it to pile up and just collect and roam free, like, this is what our streets would look like.
The way the creators were able to make these inanimate objects like have such a big role and bring life to them and even act as main characters was just brilliant. The animation in this story also works very well. Watching the plastic bags build up and all the trash build up are very intense, and it really goes to show how much one person's decision can contribute to the contribution of harming the environment.
I really liked how they did the animation itself, because it was just realistic enough for me to be able to like relate it back to something that I see every day, like the scooters or cars on like parked on the side of the like in the city or whatever. So I thought that that was also really well done.
I thought that the music in the supermarket in the background was really realistic. And a nice added touch. I thought this film communicated really well how the human desire for convenience has become very destructive. And we don't really take a second to think about it, because, well, this is just what we do and this is the way that things are. We don't challenge it. It's very clearly showing the life cycle of a grocery bag, from cart to street to water lines even. And I love the litter-themed adverts in the city. Watching all the plastic consume the city definitely got the point across as well.
One of the things that definitely worked regarding UCLA's architecture and urban design film Forever was the background landscapes, these seemingly endless cities devoid of human life in place of invasive garbage to take over. Those shots reminded me a bit of those opening scenes in Vanilla Sky. The sound design was also very impressive, particularly that last shot as the trash and plastic infestation is getting louder and louder as it comes close to you on the bridge. That's the kind of entertainment that I think would have the most profound impact in a theater, and it was quite it was quite motivating in terms of maybe using less plastic in these days, maybe trying to find alternative methods, but in ways that the Blob scared people off of candy, hopefully that the Forever's message will scare people off of using so much plastic bags.
The production used, the style of the animation is really great because it's so lifelike. You almost think at points in the beginning that you're viewing a real cityscape, a real landscape. There's such detail, all of the items in the store are real products. We see brand names in this, which make it all the more disconcerting because it feels all the more real, because it's not this kind of pseudo reality with fake brands and names and stuff, but very much reminiscent of the world that we live in around us, especially for those of us who live in city areas or locations or just have access to those locations on a regular basis. So it works great because it uses fiction, it uses art, right, as a way to give this very important message. And it really sells it home at the end in the reminder of how many plastic bags were used just in the making of the film itself. That really was such a great note to end on because it really leaves the impression on you, the reminder of how much we are accumulating in such a short period of time. So it really knocks off all the necessary pegs. It's great to look at on a visual scale, it's engrossing in that way. And its content, the thematic content at its core is so relevant and important, and it gets its points across with really impressive success.